What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If it's your first time joining the show, welcome to the show. Welcome to Whiskey Ginger, a wave series. Hey, I am on the go. Tonight, right now, I'm in Valley Center, which is North County, San Diego. Come on and pop on over and see me at Harrah's. Gonna have some fun. And then, Lover's Day, February 14th, I'm in Canyonville, Oregon. Then the Bad Friends are doing Thunder Valley Casino up in Lincoln, which is basically Sacramento. Then March 21st, I'm at the Wynn in Viva Las Vegas. Then I do the Lil Roadie Fest in Providence, Rhode Island in March. And then in April, I rescheduled the Atlantic City Borgata, so April 3rd now because of the storm that happened. And then May 8th, Bad Friends are at the YouTube Theater for Netflix's The Joke Fest. So go to andrewsantino.com for those tickets, andrewsantino.com.
In here, we pour whiskey, 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 whiskey.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth, but I say that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today. It's Tom Segura.
Thank you. For everybody? You say it for everybody?
Yeah, I say it for literally everybody, but for you, Tom Segura, I have to say it with a little bit more spice because I mean it.
Oh, and not just the accent.
No.
I got it.
Cheers. There's
Cheers.
a little Stag, a little George T. Stag. Love you.
Thanks.
Great to
Love
see you. Been a long time. The kid is gone.
It's been a while.
You're in, what's it called?
I don't know.
Austin?
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Did it hit you?
Nice.
Hit you, right?
Yeah. It's been a long day.
Right
it's
here?
good.
You've been working. You've been working. The man is working on season 2
Yes.
of his amazing show, which I'm sure all of our fans have already seen on Netflix.
Bad thoughts.
Bad thoughts. Good thoughts.
Yeah. Fun thoughts.
Fun thoughts.
Yeah, I had an interesting thing this week where I don't want to give it away, but there's one where the ending, what's implied is so horrific between people in a family. Mm-hmm. And somebody was like, I don't know if you should do that. I don't even know if we can get clearance to say that. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
that's what this show is.
That's what the show is.
The show is supposed to be the most horrible things.
Watching you make love to that woman with
the conjoined twin?
The twin on its back.
Yeah.
My wife saw me watching it in the room and walked in and with all genuine, like
Yeah.
She's been with me for years. She knows we're in comedy.
Yeah.
She was like, what the fuck are you watching? And I was like, it's Segura's sketch show. And she was like, that's in his show? And I was like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And she was like genuinely disturbed. She was like, wait, this is, okay. She's like, enjoy.
Yeah. I got a lot of people that reached out to me about that.
I loved it,
Yeah.
dude.
It was so fun, man. It
You
was really...
have to, I think doing it, look, a lot of sketch shows follow like the same format, so to speak. I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying like they're very familiar, and you recognize them, and you go, "Oh yeah, I get it."
I get it, yeah.
And you did a very it's a 180 from that. It's like the opposite direction. It's not. You don't really see any of it coming, which is huge.
Yeah.
And the beats don't really repeat themselves. They get more gruesome or disgusting or
And cinematic.
and beautifully shot.
Oh, man.
It's beautifully shot.
I told the guy, and I think I was right. I go, look, man, not everyone's going to like this show.
Yeah.
I go, I know how this goes. Some people are going to think it's great. Some people are going to say it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
But no one's going to say it doesn't look good.
That's
Like,
right.
You did a great
Yeah.
job.
You get a
personally.
good get a good DP on it. You shoot it really well, and then it elevates the comedy.
Yeah.
It makes it funnier and dirtier and more fucked up and more twisted.
And people think, by the way, you'll understand this. They're like, can't believe you got some insane budget. I'm like, we didn't.
No.
We just focused on making it look good.
Right,
Like,
right.
But it looks like there's money in it. You know,
Yeah, it does look
looks-
like there's a lot of money behind it.
But it's not.
But we know how all this stuff goes. Anytime someone's like, dude, that has been so expensive, and you're like, no, we had to do it.
You hire a talented person to work with you.
Yeah, you had to trick. We had to trick
Yeah,
everybody.
it's a big trick.
The real truth is, if you're listening, these big corporate conglomerates, they're not funding any of these shows the way you think they're funding these. You think that they're funding these shows.
I know.
They're funding like period pieces. Like those probably
Those get a lot of money.
Those get money.
And then some of the things with like a huge star or like a big franchise like that Jack Ryan thing on Amazon has
Sure.
massive money.
Or Apple.
Apple spends money.
Because my God,
Apple's
do I know the budgets for those shows are
crazy.
repulsive. I mean, they spend, but they grab as many stars. Were you at the Golden Globes?
No.
What?
I did not go.
You didn't go? You know, I was a little upset. This episode's going to come out far after this. But, you know, they had some podcast nominations in there.
They did.
And none of us were in there.
None. Even like people have been doing it for years.
It's so funny to me, dude.
I never expected a nomination, but
No,
I
dude.
expected people I know.
Yeah,
Like
I
a-
thought
like
somebody would sneak in there. For some reason, I think it'd be very funny if Tim and I had dinner last night.
hilarious.
I was like, Tim should sneak in there.
just to see his speech would be amazing.
Oh, my God, dude.
Because he would give the best accepted
speech. Well, he talked about it too. He's like, "They don't want us. Are you crazy?"
Yeah, he's right.
No, I know. But it was funny to see podcast awards, and you think that's like our thing. It's weird because it's our
know.
thing. It's almost like I compared it to if you ever see like pro athletes talking together,
Yeah.
and then you try to like add in something, they look at you like, "Oh, dude, you shut up.
Yeah.
You're not in the machine. You have no idea what you're talking about."
I had dinner with 4 NFL players, and we were all having a good time.
Yeah.
And then as they're talking about like games and injuries, and it's just natural because if we were sitting around talking about it,
Yeah.
I'd be like, one, and I knew as soon as I started, I was like, yeah, one time, I got this like tailbone injury, and I saw that them look at each other, and I was like, I was like, just take it, just take whatever they're gonna say. And the guy's like, how'd you get that? Like walking up the stairs? And I was like, what? He was like, what are you talking about? We're talking about NFL injuries.
Yeah, like real adults
I
running
was
at
like,
each other
all
full
right.
speed.
I thought I could jump in on this.
No,
And
you
they
can't
were-
add. You
No.
cannot. There's no information. But that's how it feels with the Golden Globes or any
And
of these
also
things.
we understand too that like all this is like PR. Everything's like publicity.
Yeah,
it's
it's
all a
publicity.
machine, right?
Yeah.
It's all, and you're not supposed to know from the out. Like, you're supposed to be like, this is just happening.
Right.
It's all PR. I remember one time there was a couple of years ago. I won't say who, but like a celebrity started a podcast, and then the articles that came out, they were like, so and so is redefining like podcasting. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like he's just doing this. We've
Yeah.
been doing this for decades.
This is all we've been doing.
Yeah.
Somebody said, I saw a TikTok that was very funny. He was like, I'm not saying anything bad about Amy Poehler, but Amy Poehler's an actor who interviews actors and was given an award by actors for not acting. And I was like,
That's pretty funny.
It is very layered. It is very funny. I was like, that is also the studio won a bunch of stuff, which is also very ironic because the episodes were about how fucked up the business is.
Yeah.
And
It's
award
very
shows
inside
how they're
baseball.
bullshit.
Yeah, yeah.
It was kind of great that this kind of they acknowledge the twist of how
It's very
fucked
fun.
it
The
is.
show's very good.
Oh, dude, they do such a now that's a show with a budget.
Yeah.
That show, I mean, every
We-
scene you're like, oh my god.
We pitched something. It was a movie, and like every time you're pitching movies, especially I think when you come from the world we come from,
Mm-hmm.
you're always trying to frame something for like, hey, I'll do it for less.
Yeah.
Like we can make it for less.
Yeah.
So I was like, we can make. They're like, what kind of budget are we talking about? I was like, I mean, I'd love if we could do this for like 10, but we can. There's definitely a world we can do this for 5. And they're like, we want to do things that are like 30 plus. And I was like, okay, we can do it for 30 plus.
Yeah, if that's what you
Like
need.
they didn't
that's what
want to
you need.
hear about the low budget version.
Yeah, if that's what you need, yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've shoestringed together stuff our whole careers because of this and stand up and touring and all. You kind of just we always
Our mentality is different.
Yeah,
Our
it's just-
mentality
it's
is
not
like,
that other
I know
thing.
you're not going to give this to me, so let me like figure out a way for you to let me do it. And
Yeah.
they're like, what?
Yeah, because we've been getting robbed our whole lives, which is very funny. Like there was a class action lawsuit for Comedy Central.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get anything from this?
Not that I know of.
So I did my first 2 albums with them. I don't think I ever gave them a second album, but I was happy that they just wanted to do it with me.
Yeah, I remember how flattering that felt.
Oh, it was huge.
The
And
best
then what has this
feeling.
been? 15 years later, there was a huge class action lawsuit because they didn't give any sort of distribution rights for
Oh, that's right.
Sirius XM and all this stuff.
Then that one company took over and
Yeah.
managed all of it.
Yeah,
That's right.
And then someone was in the audit room like, did you guys steal all this money from these comedians? And they were like, yeah.
I did, by the way, get a call one time from somebody that I had worked with, and they go, hey, I have a pretty big check for you. And I'm like, for what? He's like, for like an album related thing.
Yeah.
And we had new software, and we were just trying to
New software.
New
huh?
he said new software, and I
Uh-huh.
was like, I go, that doesn't sound right.
Uh-uh.
And then he was like, no, I'm having it like messengered over to you now. And I was like, it sounds like you're really backpedaling on this.
Yeah.
It's a pretty significant check. And then I was like, yeah, I don't want to work with you anymore. And
Yeah.
he was like, I cannot believe you're saying that. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you told me software.
He's like, I just
costs
robbed you.
Yeah.
Be nice to me. I gave you back. But we got, I think back in those days, we would just get cooked on those things. Like, and
Oh,
you
for
But I never
sure.
cared because you're a young comic and you're just like, dude, they're giving me the experience. But then behind the scenes, you're like, oh, you guys were making money on my radio play and I didn't, because I never knew about, somebody had to teach me about ASCAP, which is like, that's,
Yeah.
you know, ASCAP is for musicians and anybody radio play. Artists will get a couple cents per time it plays. But like they collect those checks over 15 years and they
Yeah.
didn't tell anybody. And then I was like, wait, what is this for? And my agent was like, oh, dude, I guess they played your shit for 15 years and never
And
paid
then
you.
think about like what has been the music industry for the last 50 years.
come on, dude.
They're the most fucked of anybody.
Yeah. Well, especially I was listening to, what am I on right now? Dude, this guy, I get on these like kicks. I want to know who your kick is. I said that the other day to Caliendo. He didn't have like a really, like I go through waves. I'm not O.V. Wright. Do you know who this is? Mm-mm. Okay, he's got a song here. I can't play the song obviously, but it's called Everybody Knows. And it's like it's a 60s, like a soul song. But the lyrics are painful because the whole thing is like, I thought it was going to be at the bottom.
Painfully bad?
No, beautiful.
Oh,
just
beautiful.
Sad.
That's sad, yeah.
About like how broke he is, but he has songs on the radio.
That's sad.
And he's like, I can't bale any corn. I can't bale hay or pick corn. All I got is this guitar. And you're like, Jesus Christ.
It's sad.
And it was a radio hit. It was like on the radio. O.V. Wright, look him up
And
if you're at home.
those, that guy's like record guy was like, you're doing good, kid. Like we're taking care of you.
You're doing good, O.V.
And then they had these. They didn't even know. Like if you go watch any of those, remember they used to do Behind the Music?
Oh, yeah.
And it would always be a showcase in the fact that people just would be handed contracts this thick and then sign them.
They never read him.
Never read them.
Yeah.
And then they would be like, have like a number one album. And then that's the problem. The fact that you're out, they're like, now you're in some shit. And you're like, what are you talking about? And they're like, now you owe us some real fucking money. And they're like, because it's number one. They're like, yes.
Yeah, you're done.
And then you go, we get to make music videos. And none of these artists understood that they would pay for the music video. They didn't understand that. So they'd be like, shoot the video.
Yeah.
And then like, this video is awesome. And they're like, yeah, you owe us like $2 million. And they're like, for what? For the music video.
That's how you wanted it big?
Yeah.
Speaking of the music industry, see if this is a lie. I got into an argument the other day because somebody said Bruno Mars is in such bad gambling debt.
This is true.
This is a true story?
This is
heard
true.
this is a rumor.
See, I've heard
I
it's
don't
fake
think it's a rumor.
too.
I think
You think it's
true.
real?
I think it's real.
But that he like owes MGM or something?
Yeah, I was at the same room he was in, and we were.
Well, yeah,
talking.
what was in it? What do you play?
It's
in
at
MGM?
this was the Dolby Live, I think, maybe at the park, something like that.
Park MGM? Yeah.
It says reports of Bruno Mars having a multi-million-dollar gambling debt with MGM is largely considered rumor, denied by MGM and joked about Mars himself.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, when
who
we were there-
embraces-
Who
Wait a minute.
embraces the lore.
Of course they're going to deny it, and he's going to be like, I don't know these guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, say you don't owe us money, Bruno.
I don't know, man. When we were there talking about it with people working there, it
Yeah.
seemed like maybe we should cut this out.
That's good. Say less. That's
Yeah.
good. It's just when I heard that, I thought, yeah, but isn't that old Vegas? Like old Vegas guys were paying that.
Yeah.
That's why it's a rumor because
Did
of the
you
mob.
did
The
you
mob
see
did
did
it.
you see the guy who has the largest gambling debt at least known, or not debt, like has lost the most in like maybe world history?
No, what? How much? How
Dude.
much? I'll look that up.
So this guy the thing is he's doing an interview and he's drooling in the interview. He's an Asian guy. And he's got drool here, and they're like, okay. So his family started
Oh, I saw the documentary.
the Oriental Trading Company.
Oh no! Sorry, I'm thinking about the donut guy. What's the donut king? Sorry, I'll finish. You finish.
This guy's family, I believe it's the Oriental Trading Company.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where like his father or grandfather started this company, a massive, massive company. And he's just next in line. So they're like, here you go.
Here it is.
Right? And he's some fucking dope. So he's just like, this is cool. He goes to Vegas. They put him up in like the palatial suites.
Yeah.
He loses in one year, I believe it's $350 million. And Caesars or MGM, one of them says he alone accounted for 5.6 of their revenue for the year.
No
one man,
way. One guy.
one guy, and you see him, and he's doing this interview with these guys, like a podcast, like a video podcast. And he's like, yeah, and it's just drool. Right here. Yeah, and you're like, did they have to pill him out? Because
Yeah, dude. What is it?
His name is Terrence Wantabe, and yeah, it was 2007. He lost about $204 million at Caesars and the Rio casinos in Vegas. He accounted for approximately 6% of the annual gambling revenue.
6%.
One person.
One guy.
And he faced legal issues and unpaid debts, but they alleged the casinos provided him with alcohol and painkillers to keep him gambling.
There
Well,
you
that's
go.
why he was
The
drooling.
painkillers
Yeah,
are still
he's on
going.
the pills.
Yeah,
Wait, look up the Donut King, the documentary. Have you seen this?
I have not seen this.
He was an immigrant. He moved to L.A. He was an employee of, what is it, Winchell's or something? I think I've talked about this. And then he
Great
built.
donuts.
Oh my God! And then he built his own business, the Donut King. Did you see that?
Yeah.
And he built his own business, and then got addicted to gambling. Hid it from his entire family, but because he was in L.A., he flew to Vegas. It's 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So he'd wake up, tell his wife, go into the office, and he would fly to Vegas.
That's amazing.
Lose his ass, fly home and have dinner. Like, no,
like,
the chicken's good.
Crazy day today, but we got all the chocolate done. Powders were a problem.
Powders were tough.
Yeah.
What is it? What was it? What's the business that he started? There's a whole documentary about it, but it's heartbreaking because his family thinks
It was Winchell's.
Winchell's. His family thinks, hey man, dad's maybe going through a little bit of a depression. We got to be there for him. He just can't divulge. He's like, it's not that I have another family. It's that I've lost everything for this family.
That's so horrifying.
It's awful, dude. It's Winchell's, and what was the man's name? What is this poor guy's
His name is Ted Ngoy.
Yeah, Ted Ngoy.
Ngoy.
And when you see the documentary, dude, it's just you can tell he was like, I would just go once in a while for fun. Then it turned into like, I go to Vegas on a Wednesday. Man, gives a fuck.
I'm so like I like it, the gambling thing.
Me too, a little bit.
I'm so glad I don't have like the hooks in me though.
Oh,
you know
no.
what I mean? Because I've been with guys who I'm like, wow, this is pretty, this is wild.
Yeah.
And
It's sick.
Yeah, and then you go like, I'm glad, because I feel like what happens is everybody has a number
Yeah.
that makes it interesting.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because if you go like, you just won $20, I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't, and if you lose it, you're still like, that's
okay,
fine.
I'm gonna be okay.
And then for me personally, like it hasn't like changed with like my financial status. If I lose like $500 in a hand, I'm like,
Yeah,
fuck.
you should be mad.
Yeah, I'm like this is not good. And like I'm with guys at these tables sometimes. They're like 20 grand this hand. I'm like, oh my
My
god.
God, what are you doing?
And I just can't.
I don't
can't
get.
Go
Well,
there.
we were in Vegas. I gave him a little bit of money, and what did you do?
Well, I won, and then Andrew said, well, since I gave you that money, now you have to go put it all on black.
That's right.
I mean, that's kind of fun though.
It's
It's
so
also
And I
there's
lost it
nothing
all.
more fun than somebody being like, just go do something with this.
Well,
If you
yeah,
gave me
because
the-
It
he
was
won.
fun. It was fun.
And then I
Yeah.
said, put it on black. Fuck
I
it. I'll
lost
buy
it.
your
You
drinks
lost
and
it
dinner
there?
anyway. He lost it immediately.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I've said this before, but I'll tell you, the one time I'm in Vegas, I go to the high limit room, and it's at minimum 500 a hand. So I have a few grand, and I start doing 500 a hand. And then there's things where you split, double.
split. Yeah.
I win $7,500.
Damn.
And I am over. It's like you gave me like $6 million. Like
Yeah.
I'm over the moon.
Yeah.
And we go to do the show. So I'm going to do the show, and I'm like, "What's up, dude?
Made money, I'm
I
good.
I feel so. The dopamine was just.
Yeah.
And we get back to the same casino after because we stayed at a different casino. We get back, and I go, "Let's go hit that room again." And I remember, like my tour manager at the time, he was like, "Why don't you let's just go do something else or go to your room or whatever." I'm like, "No, what are you talking about?"
Oh, we got to
It's
give
like-
us the money.
Like I'm on fire, dude. In like 10 minutes, I lose the 7,500. And the interesting thing to me was that I got paid that night, like substantially more than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't go to sleep, man. Like I was staring at the ceiling, and I was like, I was depressed.
Yeah.
and it was 75, but it was just that the way that I had
They
lost
stole it from you.
it killed me.
Yeah, you legally robbed. I can't. He knows I don't do it. It gives me the panic attack, and I like to be around people having a good time.
That's
doing it.
fun.
I like being near it.
A craps table.
Well, that's fun. If
That's
you can go with
really
some
fun.
friends, it's easy.
I also don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's the best part. Don't
and
know.
then they're like, just over here. I'm like, yeah. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, this is crazy. chips come my way. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah.
And then I put them back out, and they're like, yeah, you lost it all. And I'm like, right now?
I'm
They're like,
not
"Yeah."
speaking out of turn because I've spoken to him personally about it. But Brian Baumgartner, do you know who that is?
Why do I
Kevin
know?
from The Office. Kevin.
Yeah. Yes.
This guy gambles. And I've talked to him about it. I talked to him about it on his show. I was shocked. Like, I was like, hey, Brian, I think we're going to go grab a cocktail and maybe something to eat. And he's like, I'm on one right now, man. I can't talk to you. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. I walk away. I come back. My hand to God, he can attest. He's playing all the hands at the table by himself. He's got his little private room.
Yeah.
And he's playing all 5, 6 hands, whatever it is. And I'm looking at the woman, I'm looking at the thing, and I was like, what does that say, $10,000? And then my buddy's like, no, it's 1,000. And I'm like, I think that's 10,000. And 10,000 on 5 hands, and he was doing this all night long. And I was like, Kevin from The Office has a problem.
That's a real problem.
I was like, honestly, he made money.
I'm so glad I don't have that.
I don't. The gambling thing doesn't. I do love Vegas though.
I did middle once in Atlantic City.
I'm going there.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
And I was doing the club. I was doing the club.
What's a club? What is there?
I don't remember, dude. It was like at the Riv. It was
Yeah.
an old school
Yeah,
club.
yeah, yeah.
Like, it has all the old headshots up. And I remember the guy, when I walked in, the guy sat at the bar. He's the owner. And I was told, they're like, this guy's a character.
Right.
And I walk in, and he's literally the persona of Ron Burgundy. Like, he's sitting there. The photos of him on the wall are him with chicks in bikinis and stuff, right? It's all, and I'm like, so I walk in, and he's like, where's your headshot? And I go, my headshot? He's like, you don't have a headshot? And I'm like, what year is this? Like, no, we don't travel with them.
Oh, dude.
He's like, you got to get a headshot here now. So I have to call him. I go, he's asking me for, he's like, I'll handle it. Don't worry. I'm like, okay. So I'm middling, and then I meet the headliner. The headliner is like almost 70, right? He's got collared, button-down shirt tucked in.
I know these guys.
And I'm like, this is all right. And I go,
It's a big dog.
So I started talking to him about stand-up. He's like, yeah, I don't really give a fuck about stand-up. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I just come here to gamble. And what's his name gives me a couple gigs a year, and I just come here and play poker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you have an act. He's like, of course I have a fucking act. And I'm like, okay.
Okay,
So he goes, I'm up there. I do my thing. I do stand-up. He goes up there. He does like some stand-up, some street jokes, and then he has a couple like big magic tricks. Something with a magazine or a newspaper where he tears the newspaper and then he opens it back up and it's all together. And I'm like,
Okay.
all right, it's
All
like
right.
a real like old school act.
Yeah.
So the next day, I'm like, how you doing? He goes, how the fuck do you think I'm doing? Right? That's what he says when I get to the green room. I'm like, what? I go, what are you talking about? He's like, I was up till 7:30 in the morning playing poker. I lost my fucking ass. And I was like, okay. Then the next day I see him. I'm like, how you doing? He's like, great. 3 a.m., cleaned it up. I'm good. He's like,
Christ.
he was just on a poker trip.
It was a
you know?
bender.
Yeah.
Poker bender.
Poker bender.
Stand-up was just a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going out there to Atlantic City to go do Borgata, and every time
That's a good room.
It is good. Every time I go out there, though, for some reason, if it's not Vegas, I just don't care to gamble. Vegas is the only place that like gets.
I'm
me
kind of
to do
like
it.
you. There's a few times I've been to like, is it Mohegan Sun or
Yeah.
one of those
Oh,
in
yeah.
Connecticut,
Foxwoods.
where it's like I've had fun and done tables for a little while, but Vegas is different.
Vegas hits you in a way. There's something about it, and also like, this is how old I am now. We like my wife. We like going to a show.
Yeah,
Like we do. I want to get a
well,
good
the
dinner.
shows are incredible.
Yeah, I think you reach an age because when you were younger, like he's 26. At that age, you're like, I'm going to Vegas. I'm going to black out.
Yeah.
I'm going to disappear. I'm probably going to take drugs and try to go to see Marshmallow or something at 4 a.m. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then
Not
you get older
now.
and you're like, I'd like to get a steak and see a show
and really sleep.
and sleep.
Yeah.
The beds are fantastic. And I just want to go to bed and wake up and then get on the plane and go home.
Interesting thing, if you're not from the region, you have to learn that Atlantic City is fucking terrifying. It's
Oh,
one
dude.
of the worst places.
Scariest places on earth.
Scariest. The first time I went there, I was like, Atlantic City. Like, I just knew the name. I was like, oh, this is like cool. I thought it was
Springsteen.
cool.
We were singing it before you came in.
And I get there, and the guy's like, what are you up to? I said, well, I don't know, I was going to go out. He's like, go out? what do you mean? I was like, just check things out. He's like, you don't do that here. Like, what do you mean? He's like, do not leave the casino. He's like, maybe during the day, the boardwalk. He's like,
most.
but at most, you can walk the boardwalk.
Yeah.
He's like, the sun goes down. You're out of your fucking mind. You'll get killed.
Yeah,
I'm like, I didn't realize that
You will
the
end up in the water.
neighborhoods around there are fucking
Tough.
horrible.
Real tough.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of vibe was like when we were in Memphis, they told us we couldn't leave the campus. We
Oh,
played
yeah.
we played Graceland, and they literally were like, we just wanted what did we want? Like a sandwich or something? We wanted food.
And just to move around.
We wanted to leave because we were on the fucking bus and we were exhausted. And I was like, can we just go somewhere? And the guy's like, what do you want to eat? And I was like, honestly, like I was just being vague. I was like, we're gonna go find something.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't think. He was so earnest. Remember that? He was like, I don't think you should go. No. I was like, we can't just go around Memphis. He's like, I wouldn't. I'd prefer you to not.
Yeah.
I was like, so we're just gonna stay at Graceland? He's like, yeah, we'll tour Elvis's house a few times. I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And then we did end up going down the road to like a 7-Eleven, and that was it. He was like, I don't really want you to go off campus. I was like, is Memphis that bad? And this man who's promoting the show is like, it is.
It is.
Yeah, I'd rather you
I live in a
stay.
very bad place. It's very scary.
He's like, don't.
Please
don't leave.
I had a police escort one time in New Orleans, and
That's a wild fucking city.
it's a wild city. And so this guy, he picked me up from the airport. He took me to the hotel, took me to the show. And then after the show, it was just me and him and another comic. And I was like, oh, we want to get something to eat, like we want to go to a restaurant. I find a place. And as we're driving there, I was like, oh, I think it's over there. He's like, all right. He just drives over the median, right? He just drives over it. And I was like, and then I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, I think it's up here. And he drives on the sidewalk. There's people all around. And I go, can you do that? He goes, I'm the motherfucking police. I can do whatever I want. I was like, okay.
You're right.
And then he parked there. He
Yep,
parked on the
that sounds
sidewalk.
right.
And I was like, so we're going to go in? He's like, right, I'll be here. I'm like, okay, dude. He's just like, we do whatever we want, man.
Yeah, and he does. By the way, he does do whatever he wants. He's the police. New Orleans is kind of like a lawless. It is a lawless place. Like New Orleans is what Vegas pretends it is.
Yeah.
In Vegas, you can kind of still get in trouble.
Yeah, you
New
get in
Orleans are like it doesn't.
I remember too. We were leaving from the hotel to the venue. He's like, "You want the license sirens?" I was like, "Who doesn't?"
Turn them on.
Yeah.
New Orleans. My buddy's bachelor party. We were on mushrooms, and we made a crawfish boil, and something must not have been deshelled, or I was fucked up, and I chipped my tooth, my front tooth, and I have a bond on it now.
Looks great,
Well,
by
you
the
didn't know
way.
me then. Thank you. Yeah, it was like half my tooth.
You
was
have a great
gone.
smile.
Shut up, Tom.
I'm serious.
Don't do that to me now.
What?
We just started the show.
Come
the
on.
whiskey's kicking in, dude.
Feels good.
Thank you.
You look great.
You do too.
Thanks, buddy.
And I literally chipped my tooth and I had pure panic on mushrooms. Then my friends were there to calm me down, which was fantastic because these were good dudes, like good old school Midwest kids that were like, it's going to be fine, man.
Yeah.
People get teeth fixed all the time. And I was like, that's right. People get teeth fixed all the time. So then the rest of the night was kind of fine, but I couldn't stop thinking about it and playing with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on mushrooms, I'm like, it's my whole tooth, And the next morning we're getting po' boys. We're like down the block going to get po' boys. And I'm in line and I'm like playing with my tooth like a lot. I'm just playing with it like, God damn, And this dude at the counter, he's like, what you doing with your mouth? And I was like, oh, I chipped my tooth. Like, because he thinks I'm like
Asian guy?
cracked out. Yeah, Asian guy. Yeah. Half black, half Asian.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah.
What you doing with your mouth, man?
He goes, what you doing with your mouth? And I realize I'm doing this like in line. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, this guy's a crackhead.
This guy's out of his mind. Yeah.
I go, oh, yes, I cracked I chipped my tooth at a boil. I must have bit a shell, which is funny because crawfish soft. It must have been something else. And I say, yeah, I bit a shell or something. And he goes, you crack your tooth on a shell? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, that's New Orleans. And I was like, it is.
It is.
It is very, he was like.
Summarizes our city.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, great. If I didn't feel so bad about it. He's like, that's not that big of it. It's not that bad. He's like looking at it. He's like, nah, it's not that bad.
You
I'm
got
like,
shot in the shoulder? That's New Orleans,
That's
man.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
did the police drive the car on the side of the road?
Yeah.
That's New Orleans.
New Orleans, man.
That's New Orleans. Yeah, that city was fun, but every time I do go back, it's the only city I'm scared of the crowd. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times they're partied out. Like the last show we did, they were fucking insane.
I do think they're insane. They're insane.
Yeah.
I do think that it's one of it's like a few cities in America that really truly has a unique identity where like if you're from somewhere else in the world and you're like, what's America like? How's America like? You know, people always go like, oh, it's just like strip malls and like there's nothing. You're like, if you go to New Orleans, it's not going to remind you of another city.
That's true. It's
its
like nothing
own
else.
thing.
Yeah. It is. And also, to be fair, parts of Florida, you're like, this isn't even in the United States. Parts of Florida, you're like, where is this?
Yeah, Florida.
Did I fall into a hole and I came out on the other side? Dylan was on a rant last night about that, too, about how he's like, you know how easy it would be for me to get lost in Florida and disappear? And I was like, yeah, you could do that. He's like, I could do it. You wouldn't even know I exist anymore. And I was like, yeah, that is very true.
When you spend time, like I grew up for part of my life in Florida, it's like you realize that most people don't understand what Florida really is.
Yeah, they think of Orlando.
They think of
Miami.
Orlando and Miami.
Yeah.
They think of theme parks and beaches.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's about 3% of the state.
yeah.
The state is mostly swamps and rednecks, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's really
It's awesome.
Yeah, it gets and you can get away with some shit in Florida.
Yeah.
Because it got the perfect mix. It's got warm weather, no state income tax, lax gun laws.
Mm-hmm.
It's a place where you can go if you got problems. You know what I mean? You can go there.
It is kind of America's hideout. It's kind of like how I feel about when I go to East California or you're driving east through the desert and you're going. I'm like, you could just this is like a getaway town. These are all filled with people that were like, I had to leave Sacramento. I got in some trouble.
I always think about dumping bodies. You know, like working, you dump bodies.
Where do you?
And, well, the thing is, in Florida, there's so many options because there's so many groves and so many swamps.
Yeah.
And it's like you dump a body in a swamp, it's never getting found.
They don't need to find that.
They're never gonna find it.
Nobody wants to go down there.
No.
Either. They're like, I'm not.
Swamps are terrifying.
Yeah, they're terrifying. I'm like a pussy when it comes to that stuff. We took like an airboat ride.
Yeah.
And, this is insane. On that New Orleans trip. So we did an airboat ride in New Orleans and we ran out of gas. And then the other guy on the other boat had to come get us gas. But the problem was that one of the radios the frequency wasn't hitting the other guy. So we at some point were like, the sun is setting. We're like rocking against a bog. And I was like, this is it.
This is how we
I
go.
die on an airboat in the marsh of New Orleans.
Oh, man.
And I can hear my dad at the funeral being like, he was a fucking idiot. That's what he gets. You know what I mean? Like I can hear my dad being like, why did you do the discount
That's a
airboat ride?
great eulogy.
Yeah,
Fucking
but I know
kid.
my dad would be like, why would he do? My mom would be bawling. Why would he do the discount airboat ride? He did the coupon airboat ride. That's the one he wanted to do.
Dude.
Yeah, I can hear my dad anytime anytime I got close to making a mistake where death was there. I have a flash of my father going, "You fucking idiot."
Yeah, it's a good flash to have.
Well, like we were driving back from South Padre Island, Texas. There's a border town to Mexico, and me and a bunch of yahoos on spring break. Matamoros, I think, is the name of the town. And there's a bridge that you drive over. And we got in the bed of a pickup truck of a fucking stranger.
Yeah.
Who was like, I could take you back over the beach. And I was like, yeah, get in this guy's fucking truck. Hammered. He's hammered. We were at the bar with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll drive you back. And we get in there. We're jamming. He has the back window of the bed of the pickup open. Music is cranking. Him and his buddy in the front. And I had a moment in time. We hit a little bump on the bridge. And I thought, oh, right, this is I die.
Yeah, it kind of woke you up. You were like,
it's like, this is how I fuck. It's all a party until you hit a little bump and the wind is like, oh, we're going like 70.
I was in the back of so many pickup trucks where I was like, this is dumb.
This is so dumb, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and I went to school in Arizona. It was very fucking normal to ride in the bed of a pickup truck.
Yeah, sure.
No one even thought about it. And, once a year you'd hear a guy fell out near campus and died, and you'd be like, that's not us.
Yeah.
That's that kind of guy that does that. Like my buddy Marcus had a big F-150, like a stretch bed. And we took those blue tarps, those like very generic big blue tarps, and they have hooks in them already. And we put bungee around the bottom and we'd fill it up with water. And we'd get in the bed of his truck it's like a hot tub, and we just cruise around like that.
Just chilling, dude.
Yeah,
Living
it's
life.
the dumbest water splashing around. And there's no regard for speed and safety.
No,
and
of course not.
I should have died. I think about it. I should have died, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 times for sure.
Easily.
Single engine Cessnas, we used to go up in those. My buddy was at flight school. We used to go with him on training exercises.
And he's just like, hope this works.
Yeah, dude.
I took a flight lesson one time.
So dumb.
In a Cessna. And I remember I was asking the guy, this is in the flight, I was like, do you ever get worried about like a trainee? Like that you think he might be crazy? He's like, yeah, I usually suss it out though on the ground. And I'm just like, we're not going up.
No, dude.
And
Can you really suss it out?
I was like, yeah. And I go, what happens if like the engine dies in a single engine Cessna? He goes, you mean like this? And he just turns it off. And I was like,
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And then he puts us into a nosedive,
No.
just straight nosedive.
Pure panic.
And I'm like, and then he just cranks it on. And he goes, yeah, it's fine. I was like, all right.
They are
dude.
honestly, dude. Every pilot I've ever known, whether it's like a close friend or met someone through somebody who's either commercial or they fly small planes, they're all the same kind of marbles gone a little bit.
A little bit.
Where they're like, oh, who gives a fuck? And you're
Yeah.
like, but isn't there so much mechanical? And they're like, dude, fuck, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter,
They
dude.
don't care. Like, I think you have to have that little
He told me this.
loose stone up there.
Kind of. I was like, he was like, do you know, like if you're on water, a boat creates a wake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the wake, for people that don't know, is like the ripple you see coming behind a boat, right?
Yeah.
So there's no wake zones where you're supposed to kind of
Slow
come
down.
close to killing your engine.
Yeah.
So planes create a wake,
Yeah.
right? In the air. He's like, oh yeah, and this is like we're on this flight. We're talking about wake. He's like, yeah, like he's like if we were behind like a 777 right now, he's like the wake is so powerful off of a plane like that our plane would just rip into pieces. I was like, what? He's like, I go, what?
He's like, look, there's one right there. Let's check it out.
He's like, no, they keep us from that. But yeah, like the wake is just tremendous off of those. So a plane like this would just tear in half. And I was like, all right,
Yeah, they
cool.
got to be a little. I think you have to be a little loose. That's why. Did you ever hear the audio? I watch this video like once a year of the guy that stole the plane from SeaTac.
Yeah. Yes.
And he's like, dude, he does like a fucking barrel roll.
Yeah.
And he's like, I really want to say sorry to my family, man. I just going through something. I'm just up here having a good time. And they're like, do you have any flight experience? He's like, I have a simulator at home.
Yeah.
He taught himself on a sim, stole the fucking plane,
and
flew
he,
it.
And he completes the barrel roll.
He does.
Yeah.
And he could have actually landed safely. And he was
Yeah.
like, no, you guys are going to put me in prison.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, I'm with him.
I
I'm
me
like,
too, dude. Crash
Take it
it.
into the side of the mountain.
The way he said it too, he goes, I should come down. I should come down. They're doing, the negotiator's doing an incredible job.
Yeah.
Like you listen to him and he's like, whatever his name is, he's like, Mike, we're here for you, brother. Like, let's just get down safely. Let's not hurt anybody, including yourself. And we'll talk about this afterwards. Let's fix this. It was like very parental.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go to prison for a long time. But I get it. You
Yeah.
steal a plane. I'm not.
To
Oh,
get that
you
thing
gotta
up
get it.
and do that is incredible.
You're nuts. That's nuts.
It's really crazy.
Speaking of which, I don't know if you know this area, but you're in the vicinity of where Amelia Earhart penned her fatal flight.
Really?
Yeah, her house is like right down the street from here, and she
No
penned
shit.
the final fatal flight the morning of that.
She's still out there.
You think so?
I think
She's
so.
chilling.
Yeah.
She's on Epstein's island.
I'm getting like a lot of our brethren, our comic colleagues. I'm really leaning into these conspiracy.
Oh, you're
theories
getting
now.
deep in the conspiracy
Oh
now?
yeah, she's still alive. Bro.
She's alive.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you have any good conspiracies lately that you're buying into? You
I
buying
don't
on anything?
I don't really. I'm really not into them, man. I
starting
just
to get
what I
into
do
them,
is I do a lot of this in green rooms. I go, I didn't know that. Yeah. What do you? Would you have one?
Oh, I got so many. We're big conspiracy guys on this show.
Are
right?
you?
This is a big conspiracy show. I
What's
would say.
the audiences love it.
They do go.
They
nuts for
love it. Yeah.
I know. Well,
They give you respect. You're like, this is some bullshit, and they're like, that's what's up. Yeah.
they want validation for.
Well, I get the thing. The thing about conspiracy theories
Yeah.
is that they're exciting.
Yeah, they're
because
fun.
it implies that everybody else doesn't really know the thing, and you're insightful and curious and
Yeah.
and open enough to realize that the truth is something else.
The truth is out there.
It also attributes a method to the madness.
Yeah, it gives you some sort of reason for the.
Yeah, bad shit just happens, and humans don't really have a good way of just coming to terms with that.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
but then you realize that so many times you're like, yeah, that's actually what just happened.
Yeah.
Bad things just happened.
But I think it's also because the government for years told us one thing, and then we would.
you say anything bad
eventually
about the
find-
government? All right, go
Sorry
ahead.
about that. Then you find out the truth. I mean, literally.
What's one that you're into
Well,
right
no,
now?
no. I'm just gonna say, like, for an example, it's like for years. I remember that a government. If they were like aliens, man, aliens, the government was like, shut up, you
Yes.
fucking. There's no fucking aliens. And then 10 years ago, they were like, there is aliens. We've had them.
More in line with that, the more what I find fascinating
Yeah.
is we now have whistleblowers, congressional testimony of people who are like, I was in the UAP program. This is what's happening. Like Air Force.
Yeah,
right?
they're telling all of it.
And then the whole public's like, yeah.
So what?
I know.
Is
Whatever.
that's not fucked up? That we're like, yeah,
No, I
big
think
deal.
that's crazy.
It's insane.
Because what they're testifying that like basically premises of movies that we would go, that'd be insane, are real. And everyone's like, I don't know, man. Do you see this TikTok video? Like nobody cares.
Well, also AI is gonna fucking kill us.
There's no way AI is not going to kill us.
AI is gonna fucking kill us.
I think I actually, there was a thought you could be like, eventually, I think it's within the next like 24 months that we're dead.
Dude, it's that fast.
Yes.
I like how we're like 10 years out, 20 years out.
No.
It's right now.
You see that the newest robot. So I forget which company it is. I know it's being funded by, what's the Korean automaker?
BlackRock.
Might be Hyundai that funds it, but they're funding a massive.
Hyundai is huge.
They're huge
because they do trains, they do boats,
they do everything.
Yeah, like
so
we think Hyundai Sonata. No, dude, this is like international shipping conglomerate,
massive
monolithic
company.
thing.
So they're funding one of an American company's like robot program, right? It's all funded by them.
Uh-oh.
And they did this 60 Minutes piece on the robots, and they had done it previously a few years ago, and it was kind of like, oh, that's fun.
Cool.
Maybe you can take your trash out or something.
I
right?
did see the one where that.
And then
does
they
take your
did.
trash
They're like
out.
a couple years have gone by, and they did the thing now, and this thing's like working in a factory, right? Like it's just like putting shit over here, walking up, it's break dancing and shit. And then they're like, yeah, it's really gotten better. And then they try to pivot and be like, because the interviewer is like, don't you think that it's going to get to a point where it's dangerous, its capabilities, or it could be sentient or something? And the guy's like, I don't think so. Like, what do you mean?
not.
That's the answer? Like, I just don't think so.
Probably not.
These things are going to be terrifying, I think, within a very short period.
I already saw a glimpse of it in where was I? Where did we just come back from? And they had fully automated. It was like a mini fast food. It was like a mini. It was like a fast food front, but you punched in the menu, and there was only one person there, but it was all machine done. It was all conveyor belt done, and it was like, cool, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what if the machine is overworking?
Yeah.
Like, what if at some point the machine's like, fuck this? Like, there's no way the machines aren't going to copy us and be like, work sucks shit. And you're like, work does suck shit.
Yeah.
And you start saying that to the robot, and the robot's like, maybe we'll revolt. And you're like, we fucking should. We should.
Why is that that to me is not a conspiracy theory.
It's gonna happen.
I think that's even. You ever use ChatGPT?
Okay. I have something to admit right now.
Yeah.
And you're going to be blown away. 2 days ago in my kitchen with my wife, I did it for the first time.
First time?
He knows I fought it for fucking ever. I've said on this show forever. I finally downloaded it and I did it. And it's the best.
I just love.
It's the fucking best.
I love the search results to what we have typically referred to as a Google search.
Yeah.
More there.
Well, they're way better.
But then the thing that, like, I haven't been doing it forever, but like a while now.
Yeah.
And the thing that like is so like it kind of makes you like turn your head is I'll ask a question now, and it'll say like, well, since I know you're a big fan of like blah blah blah, like it's referencing older searches.
Oh yeah.
Right. I mean, it's making that personal, and then you're kind of like, wait a minute, what? And you're like, oh yeah, it knows me from these previous questions.
Right. It's
that always
creeping me
feels
out.
creepy.
Oh, it's creeping me out, and it's starting to learn, and also it references other things I've already searched, and I was like, fuck, it knows all these. Then I start to think I better be careful with all the searches. Because you don't want to like each search something as a joke, and then it's like, huh.
I've deleted some things I'm about to type enter on. I've been like, no.
It captures your keystrokes. It knows.
No, it knows the
It
keystrokes.
knows.
But no, how about this? It knows you've already thought of it. That's what fucks me up.
What's a good conspiracy theory you like? Because these are always fun. Sometimes they're good. I'm not saying I'm against all of them.
What's my new one now?
Yeah.
We may or may not have evidence that Charlie Kirk is alive. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Fuck. Okay? Although there is a conspiracy that he's alive.
Yeah, I mean,
there is one out there that people are like, never happened. That was a stage.
But I know. But those are the ones that you have to kind of go like, okay. But sometimes they're like that's like fringe stuff to me.
That's
like
chaos.
Crazy,
That's
right?
insane. That's
but
fucking bananas.
some are compelling and some are interesting.
Yeah, well, okay, like Luigi Mangione is a
got a cock.
He's got a beautiful cock,
bro.
But he is a plant.
Oh, All right.
That
I mean,
Lu-
that doesn't seem outrageous to me.
No, but it's certainly against the grain of people. I mean,
Have
like,
you seen his hog?
beautiful hog.
Did I tell you the story of how? So
You hook up with Luigi?
I wish. I get a text.
Luigi made bail, Tom. Hello, Luigi.
I get a text from somebody and they go, "Hey, I do like somebody I know. I do sex tape deals. I've done like, celebrity
The
sex
guy
tape
that
deals.
the guy that sold like the Kim Kardashian
Stuff
one?
like that."
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh, what's up, man? Like I've met this guy before." He goes, "Hey, I got my hands on the Luigi Mangione sex tape. Do you want to bid on it?" And I was like, "What? Why?" He's like, "Because I've seen your YMH lives. They're pretty crazy."
yeah. To be fair,
I go, "Okay." I go, "But what am I gonna do with that?" He's like, "I don't know. Just fucking air it." And
Yeah.
I go, "No, I don't think that's my lane." And he goes, "Yeah, you're cool. I'll just send it to you if you want to take a look." I was like, "Okay." And it's just him stroking it, and you're like, "That kid's got a hammer on him." Yeah,
I want to see this tape.
Oh.
For research.
I'll show it to
Just
you.
for research. I just
sell
wanna
it to
see-
you.
Yeah, sell it to me. You sell it to me. for
$10.
All right, you got it. That's fine. No, I think he might be an inside job.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, something.
It's one of the most fascinating
because he's
cases.
because he's so. Look, like when they follow the line of these guys that do kind of like outrageous shit, right? Like if you're like murdering someone in cold blood with no history of anything even remotely near that.
Yeah.
It just these flags go up that you're like, wow, this.
I know,
what-
but his whole story. I mean, it is like a great book.
It's a great book.
Because this kid was like a 4.1 GPA
He was a
guy,
genius, yeah.
brilliant guy, active, loved being like outdoors, doing things like. And I know that he saw, I believe it was like grandparents suffer
Yeah.
from there, and then he had a back injury.
Yeah.
And what he was proposed was like, I think he did actually have surgery, which in retrospect was like a bad, like he came out worse.
Right.
He came out and he was just like this pain kind of derailed the path he was on in life. He would
Sure.
have been like and it was just too much. And then you get into like, it makes sense. Like our healthcare system is so
Yeah, it's fucked.
fucked
Yeah,
in
it's
this
fucked.
country. It's so disgusting. And the fact that people who work in healthcare, especially when you're talking about these higher ups in healthcare, they lobby to just keep their predatory system in place.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, if you're sick or you need something and you're poor, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
it's a crazy system, especially in a country that has just an overabundance of resources.
Yeah.
Like we can afford.
We have all of it.
and we're just like, no, fuck them.
No, fuck
because
you.
this is a multi-trillion-dollar business.
But it's hard to make the connection that someone would like.
that would go to that extreme.
Yeah.
But the other fascinating thing about it is like, because I can't really think of another case where somebody murders somebody.
Oh, yeah.
In cold blood, and I'm talking about people that I know personally that are highly educated, highly accomplished. Like you think of in a certain way
Yeah.
that would outspokenly be like, good.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I fucking love that.
Oh,
kid.
yeah,
And you're
100%.
like, wow. Like
More people than
that's exactly. That
Yeah.
is a very different thing that I think we've seen for like an assassination, right?
100%.
Where people are like,
Usually the guy that's like assassinates someone, you're like, well, we could have seen that coming. We should have.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And usually people, even if they go like, I understand why this was done, they're like, you shouldn't do that. Like,
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people being like, yeah,
Should've
that's
done it.
fine. Yeah.
like I imagine John Wilkes Booth, there was a lot of signs.
Yeah.
He walked in the theater, was like, where's Lincoln?
Yeah.
And not one guy was like, what is that guy? Why is he going up to the
His
balcony?
eyes are weird. Yeah.
Like they did that research on Nick Reiner.
Yeah.
And they said he's got
Oh,
that. What's
my
that thing with his
God.
eyes? What's the thing called where three whites show in your eyes?
Yeah,
Do you know about
I
this?
know. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Your boy GB has it, I think, sometimes.
Who?
Garth Brooks.
Oh, yeah. It's a very terrifying person too.
No, but he's got it. What is it called? It's
Sanpaku eyes?
yes, Paku eye. Yes, and
It's usually like an indication of like psychosis. and
Psychosis, like
schiz-
extreme psychosis, like mental crack.
schizophrenia. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got it in like all these photographs, and they were like, God, I mean, he was.
I
Pretty,
mean, you see the photo, like in retrospect, you see photos of him with his dad and like red carpet, and you're
Oh,
like,
dude.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You usually see it coming.
Yeah.
For a long build.
But Luigi, you didn't see that probably coming. Yes.
No, that guy. And also, by the way, back injury, as a guy that had that, I understand the pain.
Yeah.
Like for a second, I was like, oh, right, because this is a weird little fucked up system and no one can fix you. And he was like, I'll just kill this guy. Fuck it. Fuck it, I'll just kill that fucking guy. I'll just do it.
Yeah.
In the morning on the way to a conference. Can you imagine?
I know.
Can you? That's like us going
I
to like a
do.
fucking general and getting shot at a general. You're like, fuck, dude, I didn't want to meet these guys anyway.
I did love that when they caught him, they were like, the reason he got caught is that he couldn't help but like flirt with a barista or something.
Yeah,
he had his mask on. He was like, what's up?
I'm still trying to get some pussy.
Let me get an espresso in your number if you don't
Well,
mind.
like, there's a new kick around that's fake. That was debunked immediately, but that Diddy escaped.
Yeah,
He's missing.
That's debunked, right?
Yeah, they debunked it, but then a piece of me thinks, how did it get out there in the first place? Who did it? How did that Diddy really get out? Is Diddy on the go and we just don't know?
I like that guy. There's like some. If you look on social media, you find a voice for everything.
Oh my God!
And some people were like, "Can't believe they did him like this." Like, basically, and you're like, what? But he basically, you're like, dude, you realize there's now because everyone talks about the 50 documentary, which is fantastic,
Fucking great.
and it's
50's the man.
Yeah, it's the
Once
greatest.
again, 50 wins.
He wins. It's really great. There's another one on Max, on HBO Max.
Oh, not his.
A multi-part one, yes, another one came out before. And when people are like, "Why are they doing them like this?" or "Why are they?" and you're like, "Bro, do you realize that the people who are participated in the documentary talking about him are his childhood best friend, the co-founder of his company, his former assistants, people that he signed, people that he worked with. Like it's everybody in his life.
It's not one guy.
It's not one guy. It's everybody, and they're all just like, this guy's a monster.
Yeah.
And he's doing like 50 months.
Yeah, dude, it's
Like
crazy.
he's going to be out in a couple of years.
Well, we
man.
talked about that on Bad. He basically, he got everything kind of pushed off. Like everything important kind of went away. They got him for a few things.
Oh yeah, they didn't get him on like the racketeering.
Yeah, they didn't get him on
shit.
anything
no.
they could have really clipped him on, right?
No, they got him on soliciting, I think.
Soliciting, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, but he's also just always been that shitty. He was supposed to. There's going to do a source cover after Biggie died of Biggie, and he was like, "Nah, his era is over. It's now my era."
Yeah.
And he took it all for himself.
I mean, what's even more fascinating for people
get
that
that.
don't know, I know you're a hip hop head. We've talked hip hop
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
What fascinates me is like this was part of my childhood or my youth, right?
1,000%.
And what's even crazier is I kind of didn't even know as a kid that truly he was never a rapper, performer, or anything.
I didn't
Until their death, and then he utilized that to become this performer. I kind of felt like it was like, because back then, producers sometimes would get on the track or like spit a little bit. You know what I mean? It was kind of like a customary thing.
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh, this was just a foray into his career, but it seemed natural. But you're like, no, that was all deliberate.
It's all and the other part that I didn't realize, because as a kid, even after being a kid, I thought at a minimum he was a genius producer in the studio.
Yeah.
Right. The songs that were that defined that era, I was like, that's executive produced by Sean Combs.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until much later that he would be there and he'd be like, all right, make that shit happen. And then he'd be like, I did that shit. And then, like, you did it. And he's like, that's my shit.
I did that shit.
Yeah.
And it worked. And everyone, we all fucking bought into it.
So that like bad boy sound is really just him being like, all right, you guys do that.
Right.
And then being like, that's my shit.
It's like that old Burr bit about Steve Jobs.
Yes, yes.
I want the pages to do this like on a book.
Yeah.
And they're like, we put it out tomorrow. He's like, get to work.
Yeah.
It is true. I think when you start
It's
to peel all that
the
back.
guy who goes, you guys, here's what I want to happen.
Yeah.
But then they make it happen.
Go do it.
And then you goes, that was me. That's crazy.
It kind of, I mean, I'm not taking shots at anybody, but it kind of reminds me of like the old comedy era when you learned, when I was such a huge fan of certain people, and then I learned they had massive writing crews to write their entire hours.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, wait, that guy didn't write any of his own shit? And they're like, what? No, never.
And the previous era, like the 40s, 50s, into the 60s, I think probably ends around the 60s. It was that I would go like pages and go, here's your act.
Yeah.
So you weren't even like
You just bought an act.
you weren't like shooting the shit with someone who was like, what if you tagged it with this?
Right.
They would just go, here's an act.
Yeah, it's
and that
fucking-
was how it
that's
was done.
Crazy to me
Yeah.
to think about. Guys that I really respected too, that I would learn years later. And you know, if you're a comedy nerd, you start to know it, but it bums you out because you're like, oh shit, I guess I.
Yeah, you learn about like who buys jokes and some things like that.
Yeah, who had their whole hours written by other people?
Yeah.
And you're like, that's fucked.
And then hours that were like, there's 1 hour that I learned that the writers were like at least three of them were like notable heavyweights. Like
Oh, right.
incredible
Yeah.
comedians. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that hour's amazing.
yeah, that's why. You got the fucking Avengers to write your hour.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
No shit. I mean, you know, never again. No.
Well, my new
comedy's dead.
hour is
It's
out.
over. Yeah.
Teacher.
Teacher's out right now
it's
on Netflix.
Santino wrote it.
Please
It's
go.
out.
Please go see it because I wrote it.
And,
I wrote the first 55.
Yeah.
He wrote the last.
I did the closer.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a fine closer.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
This is your how many on Netflix? 5?
6 I mean the first one was licensed, so I did 6 with them.
5 original, 6.
5. Yes. Yeah.
What was the one where you did that promo and you were walking across a bridge?
That
You were
was
walking
in
across a highway.
Yeah, you're right. That was in Mostly Stories, I think.
That was mostly stories.
Yeah, that was. That was with. Yes, was that Mostly Stories? I think that was Mostly Stories.
You know,
where-
I texted you, I think, when that came out, because I was in Chicago about to do an album, and we had like just met, maybe,
Yeah.
and I was like, hey, this is great. Just want to say, you know, really influential, really cool, like really awesome what you did, and I'm nervous about this thing that I'm about to do, and, you know, any advice you could give would be great. And you wrote, get fucked.
I remember that.
Yeah. No, you never. No, you wrote back something very nice. But I remember that because it was stood out to me. Like
That's very nice. I
it
remember
was
that
fucking awesome.
That walking across that bridge thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just went with my friend Rami, and like one other person, and we just ended up in an East LA neighborhood.
Yeah,
Like-
it was LA.
Yeah, it was LA, and we're just doing this. I mean, it's daytime, but we're in like a bad neighborhood.
Yeah, you were not in a safe spot.
And we're on that bridge, and these like 4 kids just come. They're like, "What are y'all doing?" And we were like, "Oh, we're just." And they're like looking at the cameras and shit. And we were like, "Just about making something." They're like, "For what?" And we're like, "For Netflix." And they're like, "Oh, Netflix is dope." And they like chilled out.
They chilled, but for
and
a
then
second-
we were like, "Do you guys want to be in it?" And they were like, "Yeah." And so then we just were like, "Just fucking cover them, like just shoot
That's
them a little
awesome.
bit." And they were
For
like,
a second, you thought we're gonna lose these cameras.
I was like, this bit's over. Yeah. And we had no permits. We were just like,
Fuck no.
yeah, run and gun.
When you do that though, that is you're either gonna get gold, which you did,
Yeah.
or you're fucked.
yeah. It
Or
was.
they're like, yo, we stole these cameras from these dumb fucking idiots walking around with
I remember at
equipment.
one point, my buddy who's directing is like, let's wrap it up. Let's just go.
Should we get in the car and get the fuck out of here?
No, I think we should leave. Yeah.
I do think that like those young moments in stand up though, because now everything you do has to be approved by 50,000 fucking people.
Yeah.
That's kind of the bummer. Whenever I talk to someone who's like featuring for me or whatever, I'm always like, soak this up, man.
Yeah.
Soak up like those fun moments.
Where no one cares and everyone's just like, this is exciting and
Yeah,
new.
it's just fun and funny
Yeah.
because then no one has control over it. But then when you do a promotional machine, you know, for Teacher, new special on Netflix.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that need to be involved to get the thing. It's
Yes.
it's way harder to just do something stupid and fun.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just how it could become. We did a great dumb promo where we hired a bunch of actor impersonators to promote my last special.
That's cool.
Yeah, we got them to just come to the studio, and I didn't want to know who they hired, so I told my director, I was like, just pay people who are, actor lookalikes, and I want to be surprised with every one of them. And we had some fucking fun ones.
Very fun.
We had a couple of people who I thought might come back to rob the studio. I was a little scared. I was like, fuck, we're letting them in the studio.
That's always a thing when people
like,
are like,
it's a
you want to
bad
come to the
idea.
studio? I'm like, I don't know if I want that person to come to the studio.
Yeah, maybe.
I did have fun though with this because like I was just gonna go shoot the special.
Where'd you shoot it, by the way?
Milwaukee.
Oh,
which-
love Milwaukee.
I love Milwaukee. And they set up this thing where they go, hey, do you want like on the second day that we're shooting to do like a couple stops in Milwaukee at like places.
Famous spots,
Yeah. And we'll have a camera crew there. And I was like, all right. Like I was like, whatever. And it ended up being so fun because we went to this bar where they have miniature bowling.
Oh yeah, pinball, like candlestick bowling.
Well, it's just like a miniature ball and it's less pins, I think.
Oh,
Like-
yeah,
like
yeah.
one of those things, like
Yeah.
3 lanes. And then you're like, you get in there and you're like, oh, this place has some flavor to it. Like it's got some real character to it. And they're like, yeah, and there's children working in the back. And I was like, I'm sorry? And they're like, that's who picks up the pins. It's not a machine. It's like, what do you mean children? They're like, yeah, there's kids back there. And that became like, it was like, all of a sudden I just like lit up. I was like, you have fucking kids working
Kids,
here,
yeah.
dude? And the guy was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah. He's like, they're all my kids, you know? And I was like, yeah, sure, man.
Yeah, they get a couple bucks and a sandwich, and they'll pick up the pins.
I was
mean,
like, do
who
you
gives a
gamble? He's like, yeah.
Milwaukee Milwaukee. I talked to Charlie Barons about that. I don't know if you know him. He's a great comic. Such a funny dude. He's a Milwaukee guy, and I talked about that city still is the Midwest. It's not tried to, chameleon into the new world. It kind of still stays OG, mom and poppy. Like I don't know. There's some things about places like that you're like, please don't flip. Don't make
It's
everything
great.
like a
I
nice
lived
grocery
there.
store
I lived
now.
there as a kid for a couple of years.
You did?
I did, yeah. So I for me it was also kind of nostalgic because I moved a lot as a kid. And one of our moves was to Milwaukee, and I went to 7th grade, 8th grade, and the first half of 9th grade were in Milwaukee.
Oh wow.
And to me, I always tell people, like Chicago people, for me, the center of the universe when I was that age was Chicago.
Yeah.
Like Chicago was like
It is. And it
That's-
still is.
that's what we just dreamed of. It was like,
Yeah.
and it was always a treat when we're like, we're gonna go to Chicago this weekend. I was like, oh shit, like
Fuck
it
yeah.
wasn't New York. It was for me. It was like at that age, it was going to Chicago. Also, this is like 91, 92, 93.
Jordan.
I mean,
I
we
mean-
had, we had WGN in our they broadcast it in Milwaukee.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, you're just like, you mean where Jesus lives? Yeah, I want to go there.
Where
yeah.
the God plays basketball?
yeah.
I mean, it was, I was a spoiled child. The fact that I got to like grow up around that's insane. Because now,
I went to 3 games. I saw him live 3 times.
you did?
3 times.
I was lucky to see him as a kid a few times.
I saw him at the very first home Minnesota Timberwolves game
Oh,
in
that's cool.
Minnesota,
Shitty place.
and then
I'm kidding. I love Min. They know I love them.
and then I saw 2 in Milwaukee. Yeah,
Yeah, it's. He was. I mean, I'm not gonna get into it because I get in so many wars about it. He was different. I know everybody likes LeBron.
Oh, yeah,
he was
yeah.
just different. He was different. He did something.
My
He made
theory
basketball
on
look
that-
different.
my theory on that, on the like,
LeBron, fucking Jordan,
all that stuff.
Kobe, blah blah blah.
I think it makes more sense when you realize that who you're exposed to in real time first is always something you can't really get past.
Sure.
So like if you were born 20 years ago and you've just grown up watching this LeBron,
Yeah.
you're like, what are you talking about? That there's
Yeah. Ask your dad about Joe Namath. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yes, I get
or
it.
like a guy. Imagine us telling a guy who grew up watching Wilt Chamberlain that there's somebody better.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Get fucked,
Yeah.
nerd. You don't know what you're talking about." Yeah, no,
that guy
I
could touch
I get it.
14 feet with
Yeah.
his fingertips. Like, what do you mean?
And my mom would go. Well, Michael was much more handsome, and I would go. Well, and that's a good point too, Mom.
Great point.
That's a good point because
He
that
changed
does matter.
marketing.
He did. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Kids got killed over his shoes.
Yeah, it was
no
awesome.
one's shooting anybody over LeBron's
No,
shoes.
never.
No chance, dude. They're fucking trash.
And I like the stories that MJ's a dick. I fucking like it.
What do you mean? It's hilarious.
They're always like, MJ was an asshole. And you're like, yes, I know. Sure.
You have to be.
Yeah. What do you want him to be like? Hi.
Same thing. Kobe was just tenacious. Like people that played with him were like, he was relentless. He was also brutal
not
to you
nice.
as a teammate.
Yeah.
No, well, because he's a fucking to be that dedicated.
There's a guy on the Lakers. I forget his name because there's all of them have obviously done
Luka?
these podcasts now. No. A guy who played with Kobe who was like, "Yo, man, you don't understand. My locker was next to his. He never talked to me.
Oh, I wanna know who
He's
that
like,
was.
I've never said. He never said hello to me. Next to him.
fucking great.
Yeah.
He didn't need to. They were playing.
Yeah.
They were coworkers.
Yeah. He was just like. He never was like, "What's up?"
Well, same thing with Jordan, and they always ask. And Jordan never really comments on it, but they always ask Scotty. They're like, "Do you guys ever have dinner?" And he's like, "What?
No.
Dinner?" He goes, "I think I hung with Michael one time."
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
They're different, dude.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to be that. Who is that? Who is his locker? Who has a locker next to Kobe? And he never said hi to him one time.
Smush Parker.
That might be who it is.
Smush Parker. What
Yeah.
a name, too. by
He
the
said it on like multiple. He's like, "Yo, the dude, you don't understand. It was a whole season." He's like, I would just come there and look at him, and he just never said anything to me.
But I do get it, though. They are coworkers.
I get it, and also I get that these guys. I mean, we overuse saying different. These guys really are not like everybody else.
No, they're
psycho
different. Yeah, they're
competitors, and they're not like, I'm here to welcome you or make you comfortable. They're like, are you going to help us win? That's all I give a shit about.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the athlete mentality is something that's will regular. What do we call us? Just regular normies. You know, we'll never be able to understand that because it's a
No.
level of competitiveness and the psychoses. The way your brain has to operate to be a winning champion, to get to the place to even play in a professional league.
Yeah, it's
you have
different.
to be mentally different.
This is one thing is like I've hung out like as you have with like pro athletes, and the one thing is like sometimes you're hanging out with them, and you go like, oh, there actually are like they're just another guy. You know,
Yeah,
it's just a regular
it's a guy.
The only time where you go like, oh, here's the difference, is if somebody goes like, I bet I can do this better than you.
Yeah.
And then you see their eyes just kind of go like, like change, and you're like, oh, this is why you're a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Like
something clicks.
When somebody says like I could do this better than you can, the whole thing
they hone in.
changes. Yeah.
They zoom down. They're like, really? Is that how you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see them just go like, you're like, all right, this guy's no longer a cool guy.
He's not going to be cool.
No.
Now I think he's going to actually fuck me up. I
Yeah.
think he's going to beat. Well, I talked about it the other day. Someone challenged Brian Scalabrine.
I've seen this.
But
dude.
there's also a guy. He's like the street ball king in
Yes,
New York.
I know you're talking about.
Yes, I can't remember his fucking name.
Moses.
Moses?
Maybe.
Wait, Moses? He hit me up online too because I talked about him. Anyway, whatever.
He's so New York.
Oh, bro, he's the most
the
New York.
most
and he
New
fucks
York
up
guy,
everybody. He's the
everybody.
man.
Yeah.
And Scalabrine went in there.
Yeah.
And showed Scalabrine still that guy.
Well, that guy too. Here's what I noticed because I was following that storyline. It was fascinating,
Yeah.
right? And that guy can ball, and he's balling like Timberlands and shit. And he's an older guy.
Yeah.
And you know he has game, and he plays New York street ball.
Yeah.
I mean
He
leaning
elbows
into
like a
you,
motherfucker. I love it.
And you know he's doing these
Hook shots and
wild
shit.
hook shots, but he's getting it done, and he's challenged all kinds of like better athletes and beat them.
Sure.
Calls out Scalabrine. But when you watch that game, you can tell if you're watching and you can read body language that he's doing like elbows to Scalabrine. And at one point you can see it's Scalabrine, right? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Brian Scalabrine. Yeah.
And he's doing, and then Scalabrine is like, yo, fuck this.
Yeah.
And like you can see when he gives it to him, and that guy's like, whoa, and you're like, yeah, but you fucking,
Yeah, you started it, bro.
you definitely started it.
You
dude.
teased him. What's
His name is George the Messiah.
The Messiah.
The Messiah.
Messiah.
Shout out to the Messiah. And shout out to Tom Segura, our Messiah.
Yes.
One of our lords and saviors. Go see Teacher on
Please,
Netflix.
thank you.
Also, congrats on another season of the show. I cannot wait to see that.
Thanks, brother.
We end the show the same way. You look into that camera and you say one word or one phrase. One word or one phrase. You know, some used to be a word. Some people have imparting words of wisdom.
Tudo pasa.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk,